Are you a star? Of course you are. You're watching this video. Of course you are a star. Well, you'll be happy to know that there is a hub for stars like you in Singapore when buying a SIM card. It's StarHub. Yes. Very bad. Let's just get started. That was awful. Hi, it's Odu from Phone Tourist here, and today I am in Taiwan. But I'm talking about a Singaporean operator. That's true, but when I was in Singapore I didn't have time to record this video, so I decided, well, let's just do it now. But worry not, I've done the speed test when I was in Singapore, so we have that at least for you as a reference to see if StarHub is good or not good at all. So, telecom operators in Singapore. We actually have three. We have StarHub, but we also have Singtel and M1. Apparently there's also another one called TPG. Is small right now when I'm recording this, so they're not really that relevant, but there's still three major telecom providers, which are Singtel, StarHub and M1. When you decide to buy a SIM card in Singapore, make sure to bring your passport with you, because like most countries in Asia, you have to present your passport when buying your SIM card. At Changi International Airport, you can buy a SIM card from all the operators, including StarHub, so when you already get out of the airport, you already have your passport with you anyway, but you can also go to an official store and buy your SIM card over there. Just make sure to bring your passport with you. So, StarHub. StarHub is the second largest operator in Singapore, so they are basically in the middle, and they have relatively good reputation in Singapore. Together with M1, they have 2 point something million subscribers, and Singtel has the most with 4 point something. So Singtel is the largest with the market share of 45%, and then M1 and StarHub follow. StarHub actually sells three types of SIM cards. They have the Happy Prepaid, the data only SIM card, and the two-way SIM card. I actually got the two-way SIM card when I was in Singapore, and maybe wondering, why did I actually get the two-way SIM card? Two-way SIM cards are often more expensive than the actual standard SIM cards, and they usually come with less perks. In most cases that's true, but in Singapore there's something different. When you buy two-way SIM card, you get 100 gigabytes of data with all providers. 100 gigabytes of data, that's insane. You can use that much within 2 weeks, which is usually the most expensive plan. Well, I congratulate you, but with so much data, I thought I had to try it. I know I don't need that much data, but hey, I gotta try it myself. So let's start with the two-way SIM card, because that's the one I used myself. What options are there? There are two two-way SIM cards, or StarHub two-way SIM cards. The 12 Singaporean dollar version and the 32 Singaporean dollar version. What do you get with these SIM cards? The $12 version comes with 100 gigabytes of data, 1 gigabyte of roaming in happy roam countries, which I will mention later, 30 international minutes for international calls, 100 local SMS, 500 local calls, and unlimited incoming calls for 7 days. The $32 version comes with 100 gigabytes of data, 3 gigabytes of roaming data in happy roam countries, 90 international minutes, 500 local SMS, 3000 local minutes and 3 incoming calls for 12 days. So what are these happy roam countries? If you get a two-way SIM card, you can roam in 17 different destinations with your two-way SIM card within the time that your SIM card is still active, which is up to 12 days. But which are these 17 countries? Well, let me just tell you. Australia, China, Canada, India, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Japan, Macau, Myanmar, also known as Burma, or formerly known as Burma, Malaysia, New Zealand, the Philippines, South Korea, Taiwan, Thailand, United Kingdom and the United States. You can only roam on certain networks in certain countries. So let's say if there's 4 operators over there, you can only roam on 1, 2 or all of them depending on the country, but it's on the screen to see which networks we can use. But it's still remarkable that you can roam in 70 different countries, not just in Asia, but also in North America with Canada and the United States, Europe such as the United Kingdom, and many places around Asia such as Southeast Asia and East Asia, and of course Australia and New Zealand in Oceania, which are, well, that's a nice selection, I would say. For two-way SIM cards, these two-way SIM cards are actually quite affordable, I would say, especially for the perks you get with them. But that's just the two-way SIM card. Let's just also have a look with the normal SIM card, also known as Happy Prepaid. Or Prepaid Happy. No, Happy Prepaid. Yes, Happy Prepaid. The Happy Prepaid comes in 3 variants. 8 Singaporean dollars, 15 Singaporean dollars and 50 Singaporean dollars. Those are the starter packs out there. So what do you actually get with these starter packs? For the 8 Singaporean starter kit, you get 10 Singaporean dollar in credit for 90 days and 800 megabytes to be used within 30 days. For the 15 Singaporean dollar starter pack, you get 50 Singaporean dollar in credit for 180 days, also like 6 months, and 2.2 gigabytes of data for 180 days. In addition to that, you get free WhatsApp, Line, and WhatsApp data. For the 50 Singaporean dollar starter kit, you get 50 Singaporean dollar credit for 180 days and 100 gigabytes for 10 days and 5 gigabytes of roaming for 30 days in happy roam countries. This starter pack is only sold in Changi Airport at the UOB Foreign Exchange. The 50 Singaporean dollar starter kit is, well, $50. You get 100 gigabytes of data for 10 days. For that amount of money, you can just spend 32 Singaporean dollars and get 100 gigabytes of data for 2 weeks. When you top up with StarHub, you get perks depending on how much you top up. But these perks range from additional credit, free megabits, free calls, free international calls. So it's nice to top up with the Happy Prepaid. But you can also buy data packs to add more data to your starter kits, and these data packs are available. 2 Singaporean dollars, you get 30 megabytes for 3 days. For 6 Singaporean dollars, you get 1 gigabyte for 3 days. If you spend 8 Singaporean dollars, you get 1 gigabyte for 7 days. And for 11 Singaporean dollars, you also get 100 gigabytes, but this one will last you for 30 days. For 18 Singaporean dollars, you get 3 gigabytes for 30 days. For 25 Singaporean dollars, you get 5 gigabytes for 30 Singaporean dollars. So there's not that much choice, and it's actually quite straightforward, so it's quite easy to pick which one you want. I would mainly recommend these regular data packs for those who stay in Singapore for a long period. Otherwise, buying the tourist SIM card over and over again will get extremely expensive. So yeah, that's why. You also have the prepaid internet SIM card, which is the data only SIM card, which I can recommend them, but also not recommend them because the speeds are 12 to 7.2 megabits per second, which is okay, but it's not the fastest speed you can get with StarHub. They can offer much more higher speeds than that. And the most expensive one, the 32 Singaporean dollar one, comes with 3.5 gigabytes of data, which is not that much, especially if you compare it to the tourist SIM card that comes with, well, 100 gigabytes of data. So that's why, if you have read my buying a SIM card in Singapore guide, that I'm really recommending the tourist SIM cards, because they get you so much for such low amount of money. And yeah, if you can get more value for the same amount of money, why not go for the best? That makes the most sense, at least to me. But one of the downside is that if your tourist SIM card expires, you cannot renew that, so you have to buy a new SIM card, so you will lose your number. And like I said, if you're staying for a long period, buying the same SIM card over and over again will get expensive. So yeah. So now it's time to see what we actually get when we buy ourselves a StarHub SIM card. So let's have a look. So this is the StarHub starter pack, which is just something in plastic, nothing that exciting. On the other end, you have some, well, numbers such as your SIM card number, your phone number, stuff like that. Nothing too interesting. But yeah, but what gets more interesting is the SIM card holder, which looks quite cool. I like the design. I do have to say the Singaporean SIM card holder designs are quite cool. All of them, I have to say. But yeah, SIM card holder, I bought the tourist SIM card for 12 Singaporean dollars. Just tells you that it's valid for 7 days. On the back, just some information, nothing that interesting. But yeah, you can see it's a trio SIM card, so you can pop out the standard size, nano size and macro size, depending the size you need for your device. So now that we know all of this, it's time to do the speed test. Alright, it's time for the StarHub speed test. As you know, I use a third-party service, so in this case it's the New Media Express. You know the app, especially if you have seen my reviews before, so you would just get started with the test. Why all that talk? That's absolutely unnecessary, huh? As you can see, we actually get a relatively decent speed here. And remember, right now I'm outside of the city center, so it's, well, not as fast as I would get it when I go to, you know, the busy shopping streets. I'm right now in Little India, that's what the area is called. But we get decent download speeds and decent upload speeds. I've done other tests before, which you can read on my blog post, frontoffice.com/StarHub. But yeah, we get decent speeds. I'm actually, well, would I say surprised? No, well, I had high expectations for Singaporean providers, but yeah. So those are the speeds with StarHub, which are actually good. Those are good speeds for modern data use. You can watch your YouTube videos with ease, Netflix, upload your social media pics without a lot of lag or delay. Sure, they are perhaps not the fastest operator or fastest speeds around the world. I've had much higher than this, but I also have much worse than this, like speeds that are basically unbearable. So with StarHub you will do well. But the question is, are they the best in Singapore? Well, I did speed test with M1 and Singtel as well, the other operators, in this comparison video up here. And you can also read a much more in-depth comparison of these three operators, where I take all their packages into account, the speeds, coverage, stuff like that. Compare them all, take several scenarios into account. For example, only wanted to spend 10 Singaporean dollars on data, 30, 50, and see, okay, which one is the best, which one you shouldn't touch at all. And based on all these factors, taking them all into consideration, after doing all the research, I was able to find the actual best Singaporean SIM card. And if you want to find that Singaporean SIM card, make sure to check this comparison post down below, phonetravelwiz.com/Singapore-comparison. I don't know what I was thinking there, but yeah, you can read it over there. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to click the like button and comment down below what you think about these findings. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, Phone Travel Wiz, where I do this type of reviews all the time. And on my blog, phonetravelwiz.com, I do this type of reviews as well, but then in a written form. But I also talk about buying local SIM cards around the world, in this case Singapore, but it could also be Malaysia, let's say the United States, Australia, all over the world. I also talk about international SIM cards, mobile hotspots, and roaming with your provider, because it doesn't always have to be super expensive, depending on where you're from and which provider you have. And yeah, everything related to traveling with your phone. That's it for today, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye.